A very warm welcome to all of you. Today we are going to do accounting standards MCQ. Last day हमने accounting standard 1 पे disclosure of accounting policies पे details में discussion किया है. आज हम करेंगे MCQs on accounting standard 1. Welcome to my channel CA Gayatri's Academy. Let's begin. Which of the following statements is true regarding the disclosure of accounting policies under AS-1? ठीक है, disclosure of accounting policies में कौन सी true है? It is only necessary for publicly traded companies. It is required for all entities preparing financial statements. It is optional and depends on management's discretion. It is mandated only for entities with international operations. The answer is it is required for all entities preparing financial statements, right? So answer is B. It is required for all the entities which are preparing the financial statements. That is disclosure of accounting policies under AS-1. AS-1 requires the disclosure of accounting policies for A. Tangible assets only, B. Intangible assets only, C. Both tangible assets and intangible assets, D. Only assets acquired through financing activities. No, the answer will be C. We have to disclose all the accounting policies which we have used for the tangible assets as well as the intangible assets also. Tangible assets के लिए हमने depreciation क्या लिया है किस टाइप का, और intangible assets में हम जब लेते हैं तो उसका क्या treatment हम कर रहे हैं. तो all the policies which we have followed in maintaining the accounts have to be mentioned in the financial statements. Disclosure accounting standard 1. Then accounting standard 1 also says the disclosure of accounting policy should be made in the notes to the financial statements, the management discussion and analysis section, the auditor's report, the income statement. कहाँ पे करना पड़ेगा इसका हमें disclosure? It should be in the notes or to the financial statements. So answer is A, that is the notes to financial statements. Question number 4. Which of the following is not a disclosure requirement under AS-1? Principles used in recognizing revenue, basis for determining fair value of investments, names and titles of the board of directors, and method used for valuation of inventory. So अभी यहाँ पे देखें कौन से important नहीं है, that is names and titles of the board of directors, that is irrelevant here. यहाँ पे ये material नहीं है, we won't take it. तो यहाँ पे principles used in recognizing revenue is very material. Name basis for determining fair value of investments also very important, and method used for valuation of inventory has to be mentioned. So all these three are relevant here. Only not required the names and the titles of the board of directors. AS-5 requires entities to disclose the treatment of capital expenditures only, revenue recognition only, both capital expenditure and revenue recognition, operating expenses only. Yes, here we have to mention all about the both capital expenditures as well as revenue recognition also. Question number 6. Under AS-1, if there is no change in accounting policies during the reporting period, the financial statement should, right? अब जब भी क्वेश्चन हम पढ़ेंगे we have to be very careful कि whether there is no, इस टाइप का क्वेश्चन है कि या आसिंग स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड. ठीक है, यहाँ पे क्या पूछ रहे हैं? अंडर AS-1, if there is no change in accounting policies during the reporting period, the financial statement should mention that no changes occurred, omit any reference to accounting policies, include a disclaimer stating that policies remain confidential, and apply the previous period policies without disclosure. नहीं, यहाँ पे हमें क्या करना पड़ेगा? We have to mention the notes of the accounts that no changes have occurred. Okay, so we have to specifically mention in the notes to the accounts of the financial statements that no changes have occurred. Question number 7. The primary objective of disclosing accounting policies under AS-1 is to confuse users with technical jargon, enhance comparability and understandability of financial statements, increase the length of financial reports, satisfy regulatory authorities without adding value to users. No, the answer will be B, that is enhance the comparability and understandability of the financial statements. हम एक साल के financial statements के दूसरे साल में compare कर सकेंगे, वो comparability बढ़ाता है as well as एक ही इंडस्ट्री में 2-3 कंपनीज उनको भी हम कंपेयर कर सकते हैं, और साथ में financial statements को हम अच्छे से अंडरस्टैंड कर सकते हैं to know that the same policies are followed in the industry. Which of the following statement is true regarding accounting standard 1? ठीक है, AS-1, it deals with presentation of financial statements, it deals with disclosure of accounting policies, it deals with valuation of inventories, it deals with accounting for leases. The answer is B, that is it deals with the disclosure of accounting policies. Question number 9. According to AS-1, which of the following should be disclosed in the financial statements? All accounting policies that are generally accepted, only those accounting policies that are unique to the company, accounting policies that are selected and applied consistently, and accounting policies that are considered advantageous for the company. अब यहाँ पे हमें क्या लेना है, जो कंपनी हम जिस कंपनी का हम फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट्स देख रहे हैं वो कौन से अकाउंटिंग पॉलिसी फॉलो कर रहा है, किस सिलेक्ट किया और उसको कंसिस्टेंटली फॉलो करे, उसी को ही हमें यहाँ पे मेंशन करना है, राइट. सो व्हाट शुड बी डिस्क्लोज्ड है, अकाउंटिंग पॉलिसीज दैट आर सिलेक्टेड विच इज बीइंग फॉलोड बाय द कंपनी एंड अप्लाइड कंसिस्टेंटली फ्रॉम ईयर टू ईयर, राइट. Unless and otherwise provided, it is being applied consistently. Question number 10. AS-1 requires disclosure of accounting policies for all material items, only immaterial items, only those items required by law, only those items required by the company's management. No, all material items have to mention. यहाँ पे material बोलने में क्या बोलते हैं, all those important information which is material to the decision makers of the users of the financial statements. ठीक है, तो all the matters which is important, which is relevant for that particular decision taking has to be taken here, right? Which of the following is not required of a requirement of AS-1 regarding the disclosure accounting policies? यहाँ पे क्वेश्चन हम जब पढ़ेंगे we have to be very specific, not a requirement. ठीक है, अगर ऐसा कुछ दिया तो be very careful. आप पढ़ लोगे requirement and you may miss out the right answer. ठीक है, so you have to be very specific, is not a requirement. ठीक है, disclosure of significant accounting policies, disclosure of the criteria for the selection and application of accounting policies, disclosure of the impact of accounting policies on the financial statements, disclosure of the depreciation method used for fixed assets. So हम यहाँ पे देख रहे हैं, यहाँ पे disclosure of the depreciation method for fixed assets, that is not requirement. बाकी जो तीन है accounting policies हमें obviously significant policies mention करने, किस लिए हमने किए अकाउंटिंग पॉलिसी वो भी हमें मेंशन करें, और वो जो हमें फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट्स बनाने के लिए जो अकाउंटिंग पॉलिसीज यूज़ करें उसका इम्पैक्ट क्या है, दैट इज ऑल्सो वेरी सिग्निफिकेंट फॉर AS-1 डिस्क्लोजर ऑफ अकाउंटिंग पॉलिसीज. ओनली द थिंग विच इज नॉट रिक्वायर्ड हियर इज द डिस्क्लोजर ऑफ द डिप्रिसिएशन मेथड यूज्ड फॉर फिक्स्ड एसेट्स, राइट. Question number 12. As AS-1 requires that changes in accounting policies be disclosed only if they have significant impact on the financial statements, disclosed in the notes to the financial statements, reflected in the opening balance of the affected components of equity in the current period, and approved by the shareholders before disclosure. So हम यहाँ पे देखेंगे क्या, changes in accounting policies be reflected in the opening balance of the affected components of the equity in the current period. अच्छा, कोई अगर अकाउंटिंग पॉलिसी हमने चेंज किया इस साल में जब हम अपना स्टेटमेंट बना रहे हैं, तो अगर हमारा कोई चेंज इन पॉलिसी हुआ है तो वो प्राइर पीरियड इफेक्ट को भी, उसको हमें रेट्रोस्पेक्टिव इफेक्ट अगर रहा तो उसको हमें वहाँ पे इफेक्ट देना पड़ेगा, और ओपनिंग बैलेंस ऑफ दिस करंट ईयर में भी हमें उसके इम्पैक्ट दिखाना पड़ेगा. ठीक है, सो रिफ्लेक्शन ऑफ दैट चेंज शुड बी इन द ओपनिंग बैलेंस of the components which are affected, components of equity which are affected in this current period have to be shown. ठीक है, so that is changes if occurs, it has to be taken into account. ठीक है. Question number 13. Which accounting principle emphasizes the economic substance of transaction over the legal form? Prudence, substance over form, materiality, consistency. It is substance over form. ठीक है, हमने किया था कि substance over form मतलब अगर कोई भी चीज़ का substance में उसका legal form क्या है, that is not material here. We have to see what it is economic substance. इसका economic value क्या है, किसको benefit मिल रहा है. ठीक है, who is extracting benefit from the matter. So substance over form is more important here, not the legal form, right? So it is substance over form. According to AS-1, when should substance over form be applied in financial reporting? ठीक है, देखते हैं what are the options. Always, regardless of the circumstances, only when there is difference between legal form and economic substance, only when it benefits the reporting entity, only when management decides it is necessary. No, management's decision is not very material here. यहाँ पे reporting entity का benefit वो भी नहीं देखना है. only यहाँ पे क्या है, answer is only when there is difference between legal form and economic substance. yes, economic substance जो है उसका और जो legal form, उस दोनों में कोई difference है तभी हमें उसको यहाँ पे mention करने. so then only that is applied for substance over legal form. Otherwise if both are same, in that case it is not required. Then question number 15, prudence principles dictates that. okay, prudence मतलब क्या था, we should always stay in a conservative thought. that is हम profit को नहीं लेंगे जब तक हम रियलाइज नहीं करेंगे, लेकिन हम जब लॉस हमें लग रहा है, थोड़ा भी लॉस हो सकता है, इन दैट केस वी हैव टू प्रोवाइड फॉर इट. ओके, लेट्स सी व्हाट आर द ऑप्शंस गिवन. एसेट शुड बी स्टेटेड एट द हिस्टोरिकल कॉस्ट. बी, लायबिलिटी शुड बी अंडरस्टेटेड टू अवॉइड ओवरस्टेटमेंट ऑफ प्रॉफिट्स. सी, revenue should be recognized when realized. D, contingent assets should be recognized but contingent liabilities should be recognized only when certain. ठीक है, तो आंसर इज ओनली कब होगा, डिक्टेट्स क्या बोल रहा है, लाइबिलिटी शुड बी अंडरस्टेटेड टू अवॉइड ओवर स्टेटमेंट ऑफ प्रॉफिट्स. ओके, क्या बोलना चाहते हैं, डिक्टेट्स लाइबिलिटी शुड बी अंडरस्टेटेड टू अवॉइड स्टेटमेंट्स ऑफ प्रॉफिट्स. ठीक है, स्टेटमेंट्स ऑफ प्रॉफिट्स जो है ओवर स्टेटमेंट ऑफ प्रॉफिट्स ना हो जाए, उसलिए लाइबिलिटीज़ को हमें डिक्टेट्स बोले. वो बोलना क्या चाहता है, एसेट शुड बी स्टेटेड दैट हिस्टोरिकल कॉस्ट में कभी नहीं दिखाएगा, लाइबिलिटी शुड बी अंडरस्टेटेड टू अवॉइड ओवर स्टेटमेंट ऑफ प्रॉफिट्स. ओवर स्टेटमेंट प्रॉफिट्स हमें दिखाना नहीं है, कभी भी नहीं दिखाना है. ठीक है, रेवेन्यू शुड बी रिकॉग्नाइज्ड व्हेन रियलाइज्ड. रेवेन्यू जब मिलेगा तब हमें देना है ऑब्वियसली, लेकिन उससे भी बड़ी बात है कि हमें और कभी भी ओवर स्टेटमेंट ऑफ प्रॉफिट शुड नॉट बी शोन. ठीक है, प्रॉफिट्स को हमें ओवर स्टेटमेंट नहीं करना है. ओके, मेच्योरिटी इन फिनेंशियल रिपोर्टिंग रेफर्स टू. फिनेंशियल रिपोर्टिंग करें उसमें मेच्योरिटी का इम्पैक्ट क्या है, दिस इज व्हाट दे आर आस्किंग द क्वेश्चन. रिपोर्टिंग ऑल इन्फॉर्मेशन रिगार्डलेस ऑफ इट्स सिग्निफिकेंस. नो, रिपोर्टिंग ओनली इन्फॉर्मेशन दैट कैन बी क्वान्टिफाइड, जो क्वान्टिफिकेशन हो सकता है. C, reporting information that could influence the economic decision of users. And D, reporting information based on management's discretion. No, so the answer will be C, the reporting information that could influence the economic decisions of the users. The users जो है उनका economic decisions उस पर impact ला सकता है, that is only material to the financial reporting, otherwise no other thing. ठीक है. Number 17, when applying materiality, which of the following is true? Every item must be individually evaluated for its materiality. Only significant items need to be evaluated for materiality. Materiality is not relevant for assets, not liabilities. Wait, answer will be materiality does not apply to financial statements. So answer will be only significant items need to be evaluated for materially. जो significant है, जो यहाँ पे कोई किसी का रिपोर्टिंग जो financial reporting उससे किसी का economic decision में change आ सकता है, that is only a material impact. Otherwise no, materiality does not apply to financial statements. All these are not relevant here. So only significant items need to be evaluated for materiality. Which of the following best defines accounting standard 1? Presentation of financial statements, disclosure of accounting policies, cash flow statements, revenue recognition. It is disclosure of accounting policies. AS-1 requires a disclosure of accounting policies only of significant accounting policies, only for insignificant accounting policies, for both significant and insignificant accounting policies, only for publicly listed companies. So यहाँ पे disclosure of accounting policies, nothing else will be there. The answer is only for the answer will be disclosure for accounting policies only. So यहाँ पे only for significant policies or insignificant policies is not the matter. यहाँ पे answer होना चाहिए everything which is significant only for the significant policies, right? It will be not be disclosed by accounting policies which are significant here. Other जो significant नहीं है वहाँ पे नहीं लाना है. AS-1 requires a disclosure of accounting policy only for significant accounting policies, only for insignificant accounting policies, for both significant and insignificant accounting policies, only for publicly listed companies. Yes, the last question, it was been wrongly written, so it has been not been written off. Okay, the answer will be both for significant and insignificant accounting policies. So I was also thinking the answer should be significant हो insignificant हो, both हमें यहाँ पे accounting policies को लाने पड़ेंगे if it has any change or if it has material impact on the question. ठीक है. According to AS-1, disclosure accounting policy should include names of employees involved in financial reporting, detailed procedures for employee recruitment, basis of accounting and presentation, details of employee salaries and benefits. So none of these are important except कि basis of accounting and presentation. कैसे accounting कर रहे हैं, कौन से basis में हम use कर रहे हैं, and how the presentation is done. Which of the following is not a requirement for the disclosure accounting policies under AS-1? Accounting treatment of extraordinary items, depreciation methods used, amortization period for intangible assets, treatment of contingent liabilities. ठीक है, which of these is not a requirement for disclosure of accounting policies under AS-1? Treatment of contingent liabilities का यहाँ पे हमें treatment नहीं दिखाना है, लेकिन हम अगर कोई भी treatment दे रहे हैं extraordinary items को, that is very much important in the accounting policy. Depreciation method क्या use करें for the fixed assets, intangible assets amortization method use करें, उसको भी important है. तो only not required is the treatment of contingent liabilities. AS-1 requires the disclosure of changes in accounting policies only if the change affects future periods, only if the change is significant, only if the change is immaterial, regardless of whether the change is significant or not. The answer will be regardless of whether change is significant or not. Change is significant or not, सिर्फ वो बात नहीं, जो बात है कि only if it is having effect on the thing. Which of the following statement is true regarding the disclosure accounting policies as per AS-1? It is only applicable to public sector entities. It is not necessary if the entity follows a standard accounting framework. It should be made in the financial statements themselves. It is required only for companies listed on stock exchanges. Okay. It should be made in the financial statements themselves. AS-1 requires the disclosure of accounting policies to enable users to evaluate the financial position of the entity, criticize management decisions, determine the salaries of top executives, assess competitors' strategies. So 3 down जो A, B, C, D are not relevant here. Enable only to evaluate the financial position of the entity. वही उसके लिए हम disclosure of accounting policies करते हैं. Under AS-1, if an accounting policy is changed, the entity should disclose the new policy and explain the reasons for the change, conceal the change to avoid confusion, apply the new policy retrospectively without any disclosure, seal approval from regulatory authorities before disclosing the change, right? Disclose the new policy and explain the reasons for the change. That is the answer. So AS-1 if an account policy is changed, the entity should disclose the new policy and explain the reasons for the change, right? So these were the questions which we discussed here. Question number 19 has to be omitted. Okay. So all these things, these questions we have discussed for AS-1. Now next class we will be doing for accounting standard 2. We will discuss first and then we will discuss its MCQs, right? If this video is helpful for you, then just for more videos like this, please like and subscribe my channel. And if you want any clarification related to accounting standards, then do feel free to mention in the comments. I will surely make a video on that topic. Okay. Thank you for watching my channel.